What's happening, everyone? My name is Max. I'm a communication skills coach, and what I do on this channel is I look at all different types of people's communication skills. And that's what we're going to be doing today with the SIDEMEN. This will be my second time looking at them. I've gotten quite a few requests for this video. SIDEMEN brutally rate themselves. So let's get right into this.
First up, which SIDEMEN is the most fashionable?
Oh. Go. I think you should go this way, actually. I'm relying on others for it.
Okay, that was me. Now this is me now.
That stained your reputation.
You have stylist tax. You don't do it yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you didn't know...
Yeah, one of the questions I had in the last video I reacted to was, do these guys kind of keep each other grounded? Do they keep each other humble? And I feel like they do. I feel like it's probably impossible to have a really big ego around each other because they're going to just be completely honest and blunt. They don't bring each other up too high. They don't let each other get up too high. Yeah, that's what it seems like. You know, Vic here taking the piss with KSI. And
Bro, have you seen the fits you used to wear?
I didn't think he would be this feisty, but it looks like he kind of is. You guys tell me what you think.
I feel like I'm so bang average. I don't go too far on either side.
I don't think I should be here. He says he's average.
I would swap you two.
Yeah? I would swap you two, yeah.
When was the last time we saw Josh and went, ooh, that drip is actually sick?
Now, JJ, I think the stylist tax puts you further that way. I think
JJ, you know, he really, when he thinks highly of himself in a certain area, he's not afraid to express it, huh? But the guys are okay shooting him down too, right? Like Vic was on him, Ethan threw a shot at him, you know, you had a stylist to help you out.
JJ, I think the stylist tax puts you further that way.
I think JJ appreciates that kind of shot because it also implies that he's rich and successful enough to have a stylist. Like, you're only having a stylist once you get to a certain point in your career, or you're at a certain point financially. So although it was an insult, I feel like KSI doesn't mind those insults because in a way, it kind of pads his ego and confirms that he kind of made it. That's what I think, at least.
I would argue, yeah, that because JJ does pull off the stylist thing, he should go higher because he does pull it off.
I agree with that.
He pulls it off.
About.
Like, if you try
So
this is pay to win.
Yeah. Move!
Wait, they're dying for this.
Yeah, and KSI is an entertainer through and through, isn't he? I feel like if you need sort of an energy boost in this group, JJ's the guy that's going to bring it. Yeah, I think he's just got loads of charisma. I feel like this is a big draw for me, at least. Right? He's captivating as a communicator, as a speaker. Just booming voice, booming laugh, like his presence is felt, you know? So part of what I'm doing here and part of what I do with these videos and on this channel, yes, I look at their communication skills, but I try to dissect what the appeal is. As communicators, as they're communicating right now, what is it that people are really drawn to? And I think a big part of it is the fact that they seem to have this really natural banter with each other despite the cameras being on them. And I think people watching that feel like we're watching a real group of friends here. And they don't seem to have their guards up, so as a result, it's easier to feel connected to them.
Living.
Yeah, get wrecked.
I was living. Now I want to be above you.
No!
Hey, I'm Becky, you know.
I think we should get decided.
I say you battle for it.
All right, we now have two stylists that will help determine who is actually the most fashionable.
You're the top two.
Well,
Just really quickly, I want to make a comment about Simon. He seems incredibly, like I said before, I used the word normal, but he seems like an incredibly down-to-earth guy. He doesn't seem like a celebrity. Simon seems like one of these type of guys that you run into him at the grocery store and you find out he's got like a normal 9-to-5 marketing job. Like, he doesn't seem like he'd be this big online YouTube personality. So I think there's a real relatability component to a guy like Simon. He just seems sweet, nice, honest, and just very relatable, like just a normal guy.
And which SIDEMEN is the best YouTuber?
Respectfully, I'll make my way. I'll make my way. Why are you moving me?
I think even you.
Zerka Thursdays.
I like how there's a mix of sort of honesty with a hint of self-deprecation here. Like you see Ethan and Toby almost sort of just saying, hey, listen, like I know my role here. I'm not the best YouTuber in this group. In fact, I'm probably one of the worst ones. I'm sticking here. But there's also that ego and competitiveness as well. So I think all these things are at play, which make it kind of exciting. That's what I'm seeing so far. You've got the ego and the competitiveness. You've got the self-deprecation. You've got the blunt honesty, which I've seen glimpses of from like Harry and Ethan. Those guys seem incredibly honest. But again, they're having this conversation. They're genuinely trying to figure out what the answer is here. They're not just looking at high-level stats, views, and subscribers, and then moving on to the next subject. It seems like every conversation they have almost is something that they really take an interest in. I think, to me, that's probably, if I had to guess, a big part of their appeal. That's what I'm enjoying.
This is like the reverse. Everyone just is trying to move themselves down. It's like the opposite of ego. It's like, I'm
just trying to be honest,
I'm
bro.
awful.
I'm trying to be
Put me down there.
I'm trying to think, like, Ethan and Toby, like, are either of them good enough to move up?
What?
That's horrible.
Hey, Sam, you didn't have to do us like that, bro.
I think this is all right.
I think it's all right. Yeah.
They were able to come to a clear decision there that it seemed like they all agreed on, right? So they seem to work as a team really, really well. And yeah, so I'd be interested to see more of like their teamwork and their dynamic in that sense. Is it usually this smooth? You know, I'm getting the sense that these guys are pretty honest with themselves. They're pretty honest with each other. I think honesty is probably a good word to describe Sidemen, especially from a communication standpoint. And I'm guessing that's what a lot of people watching enjoy. The honesty, the unfiltered nature of these guys.
When was the last time you saw a montage of, I don't know, Michael Jordan?
What's going
I want see that though.
There's some good.
Hey, Michael B. Jordan.
I would say,
Yeah, but not Michael Jordan.
if you asked me this question a year and a half, 2 years ago, I'll put myself second. However, I think I'll pass my peak.
Are we doing on our prime? Or are we doing
Are we doing prime?
Now.
If we're doing
Yeah, again, Ethan seems incredibly honest with himself. Incredibly honest. Yeah, right now, I'm drawn most to him in terms of A, his self-deprecation, B, his honesty. Like, he knows his role, he knows his place, he knows where he knows his strengths and he knows his weaknesses. That's what it seems like. He's a very honest communicator. When I'm working with people who are doing speeches or presentations, I think that's probably number one. You want to feel like you're being as authentic as possible with your audience. That's what the audience connects with. You know, you want to feel like you're having a conversation with your audience.
Yes, this is sex appeal. This
I would sleep with Harry more than I'd sleep with JJ.
Why though? Is that
weird to say?
But is that because
It's a safe space. It's a safe space.
But is that because he'd be less aggressive in bed?
No, I feel he's just hot, man. He's hot.
Harry, I'm
thank
sticking
you,
with
thank
it.
He's a hot man.
Yeah, there's something
I
about
think he's
him.
number one.
So you tell me, but it seems like Ethan kind of feels like he kind of broaches the rated R kind of sexual content the most. Like, he'll just talk about Harry having a hot bod, or I'd rather hook up with Harry, or I'd rather...
I would sleep with Harry more than I'd sleep with JJ.
He gets into like the rated R territory more than some of the other guys. And again, I think that's just part of him just being him. He's not holding back.
The confidence, right?
You've been on Men's Health and shit,
Undeniable.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, to be fair, your body
Magazine.
is
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I will
man.
swap. I will swap with you.
But no,
I will happily swap.
Do I
with you.
step
Yeah,
I agree.
appreciate, man.
I will happily. I'm not gonna.
attractive men.
Well, Men's Health is fit men.
What's for attractive men?
GQ.
Wait, JJ.
I've been on.
JJ, can you take your bandana off?
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Like, JJ is not afraid to speak highly about himself. Not necessarily in a bad way. I don't think it's like overly delusional or anything like that. Like, hey, I think I'm a pretty good looking guy. I think I'm pretty fit. I think I have good fashion sense. It's like he believes in himself. He's vocal about it. He's vocal about how he feels about himself. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to say it. It's something I can certainly appreciate. Yeah, I do think he has a lot of confidence and self-belief, and it seems like he's built up a lot of that over time, and he's worked hard towards developing that sort of character and that feeling that he has about himself. So, you know, it all seems well-deserved. It doesn't seem like it's delusional confidence. He just has a high self-belief. And yes, I think maybe at times it feels like, okay, chill out a little, man, just chill out a little. But that's why he's got these guys around him to kind of humble him and ground him.
JJ, can you take your bandana off real quick?
No, look.
No, I just want to check something.
Hey, back it up!
See, there you
Back it
go.
up! I'm coming up! I'm coming up!
See, there you go.
No, this is
Back it up!
that's
Hey, you're done out!
He got nerfed with the new patch now.
See, they know exactly where to hit each other. They know exactly where to poke each other. They know exactly where it will hurt. But these guys, I mean, listen, you know, I think they help each other develop a thick skin because, listen, that's a subject or a thing that a lot of people would be insecure about, right? Their hairline. And Ethan just directly attacking him at the source there. But KSI seems to be in good spirits about it, right? This is what I just said about him being able to kind of let his guard down a little and take a joke. He can take it. He's laughing at himself here. KSI can go both ways, it seems like. He can sort of speak highly about himself and speak confidently about himself, but he can also kind of get the piss taken, but it doesn't seem to damage his confidence. I think that's a sign of true confidence right there.
You're not bad looking, but like you're not someone I personally go for. Red.
Okay.
One red.
Okay.
Okay.
Purely based for height, Molly.
Fucking height thing, bro.
One red.
Yeah, I agree. Neither of you are my type at all.
Wait, we're actually all ugly YouTube boys, aren't we?
Yeah.
These guys love it.
I'm gonna go based.
These guys love it, huh? When they get the piss taken. They love it. They love seeing other guys getting made fun of and shot down. This is amazing content, I will say. KSI is really funny. He's really funny when he was standing there in 7th place and he's like, boys, come on. You're saying I'm the ugliest?
Boys,
Got some skills.
I'm 7th.
There's definitely an endearing quality there because he's like kind of defending himself, but at the same time, he's joking about it while he's defending himself. There's a lightness in the way he does it. There's a playfulness in his defensiveness. He still maintains that contagious energy, that humor throughout it all. And that's what makes him endearing to me. That's what makes him charming to me, is although you can tell he's affected by the insults, and he still has fun throughout it all.
I knew.
He's back the hat trick!
I knew I was pushing my luck.
Yes!
Which sideman is the best dancer?
What move all the way to the top?
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
Yeah, again, like Ethan pushing the pace with the honesty, like, hey, you go here, you go here. He seems to be pretty decisive in that way. Like he knows their roles. Ethan seems like a leader in a way. Maybe it's not a leadership quality necessary, but he seems incredibly observant and aware of the other guys and what their capabilities seem to be in the group. And he seems to be vocalizing that quite honestly, not only about them, but himself too.
Yeah! Yeah! Oh shit! That's good.
Jesus. Who is the fastest sideman?
So, who's the fastest?
Yeah, that could be like who can come the fastest.
Brother, who's the fastest?
And like, no, like on a good day.
And I'll tell you, if it's the right
If the wind change direction, you know, it could go.
Yeah, I guess Josh will go there as well with that kind of conversation.
Yeah, that could be like who can come the fastest.
He seems to be pretty outspoken in this group as well. Like he seems to be the one that he kind of helps organize what's happening. Like I would say Josh, Simon, and Ethan seem to be sort of the leads when it comes to organizing the guys and telling them to go here and telling them to go there. Like they seem to sort of have control in that way. Like there's a leadership element there. Like when I talk about people sort of being aware of making sure the video flows smoothly, I feel like Josh, Simon, and Ethan play a big role in that.
Who is the best musician?
Well, I mean, like, if KSI is not first, then it's stupid at this point, isn't it?
It does
Yeah,
have to be.
KSI has to.
Like, literally,
I'm not lying. I think I'm here.
musician. No, Vic can play music.
You can play piano a little bit.
Okay, what does that give me? Like middle of the range?
And he can now DJ.
Middle of the range.
I take that back. I feel like they're all pretty equally involved in the decision-making process here. That's cool. Like, it doesn't feel like anyone's kind of left out. They all want to be involved. They all make room for each other to be involved. I wonder if there's like a closeness between some of them. Like, I wonder what the individual or the duo dynamics are like, I should say. I wonder if like there's close relationships or closer relationships within Sidemen. You probably would know, you tell me. But it's hard for me to tell right now because there's 8 of them and they're all, it seems like kind of equally chatting and bantering with each other. And I'm also curious to know who they rip on the most. Is there a guy in particular who they tease and make fun of the most?
It was one of the better Sidemen diss tracks.
It's the most viewed one, I think, isn't it?
I'm just thinking because of Josh's, like, how he sounds.
But he never did a diss track. He never did a diss track.
I know, but it doesn't matter.
But me and Simon wrote your best bars in your diss track, so.
Oh! Go down to number 6.
Yeah, Josh takes shots as well, man. I've seen that from Josh quite a bit throughout this video. Like, he takes shots at people quite a lot. Yeah, Josh I've seen take shots. I've seen Vic take some shots. It seems like Toby might be the kindest. Toby's the least likely to take a shot at someone else. I'm sure he does, but it seems like, in a way, he's kind of the nicest. And if I had to guess, maybe they lay off Toby the most because he lays off them the most. Like, that's not necessarily part of his repertoire, but that's the vibe that he's giving me. He doesn't want to get involved in the making fun of and the teasing quite as much as the other guys. Maybe he just doesn't care to, or at least that's what I've seen in these videos so far.
Because you guys let in quite a lot of goals.
Yeah, you were centre back and you let a lot of goals. Where's your clean sheet?
I have
don't
scored.
have us there, yeah?
I have scored.
But if you're saying Vic has stats, comes up here.
I mean, if we're going stats, then...
No. Toby is above. Aaron Ramsdale said so.
Rambo.
Will the whole world agree with Aaron Ramsdale?
I like that. See, Toby, just a kind gesture, just an honest, kind gesture. Hey, man, Simon, if we're going stats, then you're in front of me. I think Toby, it seems like he kind of looks for the opportunity to big the guys up. That's what I've seen, like, throughout this video. If there's an opportunity to put someone up on a pedestal a little, it looks like he kind of takes on that opportunity. He takes advantage of that opportunity to big up his boys. And you see that from time to time with these guys. Like, they'll big each other up. You know, they'll hype each other up.
You're a Berbatov-esque player, no?
I know, but after Ronaldo, Messi,
I'd say more Haaland. He's a bit...
No, Haaland's
Full knowledge down here, bro.
No, he's a lengthy player.
No. Haaland is too hot, strong.
See, this is a good conversation.
I play like Berbatov.
No, there's no way.
This is a conversation about Simon and Toby. And look how interested everyone is in taking part in this conversation, like who's the better footballer. And they're dissecting each one of their skills, and they're really trying to figure out who's the best. That's cool. And we get to view that. We get to witness them taking an interest in each other. As we know, it feels good when someone takes an interest in us. So I think this is something that they probably really appreciate about each other. This is the part of the dynamic that gives it this real kind of brotherly love feel. The interest that all of them take in one another.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
I don't agree. I also feel like in a football challenge, Vic's more likely to hit a shot than Josh is.
But I've got Vic's actually more likely to hit a
He's
shot
already
than
dead.
anyone.
He's already dead.
Come on, ball's still in play.
Ball's still in play. Go on, Vic.
Play.
It seems like Ethan also is like very passionate about getting his argument across too. Like, he's very enthusiastic and he's gesture heavy. You know, he's making his point heard. Him and KSI seem to be the most emphatic when it comes to getting their point across. Like, there's definitely a persuasiveness about the way they do it. Vic seems like he's a pretty persuasive guy as well, and I feel like Simon is, because Simon just seems like he's got a certain intelligence. Like, there's an emotional intelligence about Simon. It feels like he asks good questions and he's able to understand things really well. Simon's one of the guys that kind of puts them in their place in a way. Like, he's the most almost reasonable in a way. You know, he's got his head on his shoulders. It just doesn't seem like he has a huge ego about him. So maybe when he speaks up, that's when the guys really listen and tune in, because he seems to have this real sort of reasonability, this awareness, this intelligence. You know, because he doesn't have this ego, maybe he comes from this place that seems a little bit more grounded and honest. And perhaps that contributes to the guys kind of listening to him a little bit more. Okay, Simon's saying this, maybe we need to take a listen here. Maybe he's sort of the moral compass in a way as well. Be curious to hear what you guys think. I'm gonna watch the rest of this now on Patreon. So if you wanna watch my entire uncut reaction and analysis, all you need to do is go to my Patreon page. I've included the link in my description below. Other than that, my name is Max. I will catch you soon. Peace.